Go on that one. Or?
Handshake. Oh. Don't you hate that when you go to shake someone's hand and then they go, nah, I'm going to walk off, Michael. No, not today. Hi, I'm Michael, and this microphone is dropping in and out because it's running out of a battery. But I'm sure someone in the AV team will replace it very soon. A little bit further away. A little bit further. Oh, it's great. There we go. What's going on? I'm Michael. Let's not do names because this will take a while. So this presentation is entitled How to Kick Ass, Chew Bubblegum and Poo Noobs. Yeah. And I've never done this before. What I'm going to do today is something a little different. I'm not going to tell you about esports. I'm going to tell you how to make it into the video games industry. And I'm going to dissect exactly how I've done it, the things that have gone right, the things that have gone excruciatingly wrong, and hopefully by the end of it, we'll all be pretty happy and we'll all have a better understanding of what it takes to do it. So this is my presentation. So before I start, I want to show you guys something of where it all began, because my career, my work started in 2006, and if you don't know what I kind of do now, well, I'm not going to tell you because I'm going to tell you later on, but I want to show you this quick video right here. And this is me in 2006 doing the very first video I ever did. And if we have sound, it will come up. Go sound, go! All right, let's give a clap for the sound. Come on, sound. Come on, sound. Yeah! All right, so, and maybe I'll keep talking. Turn it down a little bit. Turn it down a little bit. Give me like half. Okay, so this is the very first thing that we ever did in esports. So I don't know if you know what we do. We've run I've run some of Australia's largest video game tournaments, and this is where it started. One day, I called up a friend of mine. I called up a friend named Cam. Does anyone know Camstar, the Counter-Strike player? Yeah, Camstar, best CS player in Vic. He's pretty good. And I went to high school with Cam, and I called up Cam and I said, Cam, I've got a sick idea. Let's go to a video game tournament, and I was starting to study film and television at the time. Let's go to a video game tournament and let's film it and see what happens. And this is what it came out like. So we turned up one day with cameras and microphones, and we set up at this video game tournament in 2006. It was March, I think it was, and we filmed this tournament. And we put it on the internet, and this was before YouTube even was around, and so we had to make it a downloadable file on the internet because there was virtually no streaming sites back then. There was a couple, but none that were any good. So we made this downloadable, and it kind of worked. It kind of became pretty cool. People really liked this video, and I don't know if you guys can see much about what's going on. I'm just interviewing pro gamers. So that's Matt. He ran WCG. Does anyone know WCG, World Cyber Games? Yeah. So Matt ran WCG. So we essentially just interviewed people who ran video game tournaments. All right, let's skip forward because this is getting boring. Where am I? Where am I? There we go. All right. Next. So what happened is we filmed this thing, and this whole presentation is encouraging you guys to give it a go. Because I turned up one day and gave it a go, and then it was 3 months later, and the video presentation will play, and we were on a plane to Brisbane. And this was the Electronic Sports World Cup. So 3 months later, and we were booked in to film the biggest video game tournament in the country. And I thought that was pretty cool. So I got a team together and I went to Brisbane, and we did it. We filmed another video game tournament. Relatively cool. Has anyone seen Esports World Cup over the weekend? Oh. God, you guys are not watching enough video game tournaments, my goodness. All right, so we filmed this tournament. It was relatively cool. And if you watch here, this is some of the best pro gamers in the country, kind of playing video games. It was pretty cool. It kind of happened. And yeah, this is it. I'll let you watch a little bit. Maybe they'll turn the volume up. I don't know.
After a heated first day of gaming, we're now moving into the finals. Max, so why don't you tell me about the structure of the competition?
Okay, well on the first day for the Counter-Strike competition, we have 20 teams. We split them up into 4 groups and they all play each other in the group stages. And then the top 2 groups, whoever wins the most matches, and if it's a draw, we go by rounds and things like that. The top 2 head to the next day, which is the finals, which is what we're playing right now behind us. And we have 8 teams there, and it's called a single elimination best of 3 bracket. So you only get 1 life. If you lose over 3 maps, then you're out. Okay, so the teams that are in that, actually, we have Queensland, Zealous from Victoria, we have Encore, who are Queensland and New South Wales mixed team, Imminent, which I've got a couple from various states. We also have Sniper Division from Queensland, EYA from Queensland, and Farmers from all the way over in Western Australia, and who are the reigning ESWC Australian champions. And also we got
so pretty much what happened was I came up with an idea to film video game tournaments. And I love video games probably as much as you guys did when growing up. I played Diablo 2, RuneScape, World of Warcraft, Counter-Strike, Quake. And when I was in high school, I tanked. Like, who's doing well in high school? Because I sure didn't. Like, I did really badly in high school, and I love playing video games. So I'm kind of excited that right now I can work in a career where I didn't actually have to do that well. But I'll skip forward and not tell you about that because I'll get in trouble from Andrew. So essentially we decided to start filming video game tournaments. And what this has led to is been running Australia's largest video game tournaments for a few years now. And I want to skip forward and show where this led. What we did, we decided to create a business. So if you guys want to take your work seriously, if you want to take yourself seriously, and you want to really have a crack, the first thing you're going to have to do is learn to run your own little business. Learn to get a business card, learn to take yourself up that next notch. And we called it, me and Cam Rambit called it, Anexius Media. Probably the worst name we could have chosen in the world. There's 1,000 names that could have said video games media, but we chose Anexius. Don't ask me why. And what we did was we toured around the country and we filmed video game tournaments. And we filmed a lot of them. We filmed the E-Games Expo. We filmed, that one at Game On. No, not Gameathon, that's coming up soon. Game 1. Does anyone remember? No one remembers Game 1. And we toured around filming these video game tournaments. And it was relatively cool. But unfortunately, not everything worked out the way we wanted it to work out. And though we were out filming and doing a good job, people were not paying their bills. And we would say to someone, we'll go and film your tournament and you pay for the flights, or we'll pay for the flights and you give us the money back, if that's okay. And they'd be like, sure, buddy, we'll give you the money back. Yeah, well, I drove myself into a bit of financial struggle for a long time because people don't pay their bills. So top tip, when you want to start doing something like this, get everything up front and make sure people fly you everywhere up front. Don't ever put the money up yourself. So this is what we did. Made the business and it all went really well. Next, does anyone know anything interactive? Maybe. It was a bit old school. So then what we did was we decided to make a bigger business. And we decided to get all the people who are really good at video games in probably Melbourne, and we stuck ourselves together and to make one big group of people. We made one group and we called it Anything Interactive, and stupidly decided to run a video game tournament. But we didn't decide just to run one video game tournament. We thought it would be a grand idea to run 2 video game tournaments, 2 national Counter-Strike tournaments at once and stick them together over the weekend. That was a bit of a problem, but I'll show you what happened. Here we go. So this is what electronic sports professional video games look like in 2007. Ooh. It's pretty horrendous, but I'll let you watch a bit of it. How good's this music? It's pretty cruisy. So what we did at this one, which was, I don't know if it was a world first, but it was definitely an Australian first, we decided to mix video games, commentators, and cameras all into the one. So we got live commentators. Everyone's seen live commentary before. That's pretty easy. We got cameras, and we put them together. and we got the video game tournaments, and we put them together, and we mixed it all up, and then we broadcasted it on the internet. And this was before Ustream, this was before they did it, and one of our guys coded the web TV platform and built it ourselves. So this is it, all hacked together with little production monitors and cameras and projector screens and all this other kind of junk piled up everywhere. And we broadcast this, and we didn't know at the time that this is what the Australian government likes to call innovation. I wasn't really aware of that. But we thought it was pretty cool because what we were able to do was show video game tournaments to people all around the country. And I thought that was kind of nice. So this is what it looked like. And you're about to see a mad clutch round. Here we go, watch him with the Galil. Here we go. Boom, one. Boom, two. Oh, he gets cracked. Oh, what a bummer. This is where they come back. He's going to run around the back, and he's going to get him with the USP. Anyway, so we really love these kind of things. And we did this, and it worked. And we had a lot of people watch it online, and we ran this tournament. Does anyone know how much money we gave away at that tournament? $13,000. We gave away $13,000 worth of cash and prizes. And I was pretty happy with that. I thought $13,000 was a lot of money. It was more money than I had in my bank account and probably had ever had in my bank account and probably still ever have in my bank account, but it's a lot of money. So we gave away this huge amount of money. We gave away, first prize was like 2 lots of $5,000 or something ridiculous like that. And I was pretty happy with it. But I want to skip forward and show you what happened. I made friends. And my friends together, we built this business and we essentially took over esports. Not too quickly, but we did it. Took us a couple of years and we started running tournaments everywhere. All of a sudden, everyone starts going, we like what you do. Come and do it for us. So we did. We were going out to Ballarat with Alienware. We were doing e-games expos. We were doing tournaments all around the country. And these things were piling up. And every weekend for like a year, we had a tournament somewhere in the country. And it was amazing. It was absolutely amazing. I loved this year. This was 2007, 2008. These were the best years for esports ever in Australia, I reckon. These were like crazy. There was competitions everywhere. Everyone was winning lots of money. And we were having a heap of fun running it. You can see even like we've got like cups and commentators. And that was the crew right here. See these guys up here? These were the guys that were running a lot of the kind of like the esports scene in the country. And it was really cool. But what I want to really kind of drill down on, and I've given you this really awful long kind of setup now because I want to give you, that was the foundation. And I want to talk to you about what happened when my friends that I worked with, that I ran these esports tournaments with, all of a sudden really didn't become my friends. And they went out and they did some really nasty stuff to me. And what they did was they decided that we don't like Mike anymore. We don't think he's as cool as he used to be, and we like somebody else, or, you know, we just don't like him anymore. He's being a bit wild. He's going and doing all this stuff. So this company that I formed and this company that I created with my friends, there were 7 of us. There's a few more in that pic, but there was essentially 7 of us, got together, all young guys, made a business. And one day they turned up after my 21st birthday, and they said, Mike, we love you, but we're kicking you out. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love myself as well, but trust me, it wasn't enough. Just kidding. So yeah, they kicked me out. And these were my best friends. And this is the thing I really want to try and drill home to you guys today, is that if you want to go and chase your dream, if you want to go and do the stuff that no one's done in video games, and you want to pioneer something, you can do it. You can absolutely flipping do it. There is no one that's going to tell you you can't do it. The only person that's going to stop you doing it is yourself. And I really believe this, and I've always believed this. So when my friends turned around and said, we don't want you anymore, we're taking the business, we're taking everything away from you. And I can't believe I skipped a slide. I was going to show you this. This is the peak of where we were before they kicked me out. I forgot to mention this. So this is Gameathon. Does anyone ever heard of Gameathon? Gameathon was the biggest video game tournament in Australia's history. that we ran. It had we gave away $75,000. It ran for a week. It had 2,000 players or something ridiculous like that. We had thousands of viewers, and it was massive. It was a Federation Square. It was the biggest monstrosity thing I've ever done to waste time in my life, and this was it. So this was kind of like the pinnacle of like esports kind of so far. It was pretty good, but I want to show you this video. Because this is where I dreamt it was going to happen. At the start, when I started filming the video game tournaments, this is where I wanted it to come. I wanted to take it into a television studio. I wanted to take the production into an area where it was kind of like crazy. And this, I'm just going to play this video. I played it last year, and I flippin' love it. This is like the single best game of Halo 3 ever played, in my opinion. Would you agree, bro?
So, yeah,
Stallion would agree. This is the single best game of Halo ever played, and we filmed it live, and it was flipping crazy. So I'm just going to let it play out. It goes for a couple of minutes. And what it was a matchup between the two best teams in the country. One was called BRP. No, Best BR. They were called Best BR. You know, Battle Rifle?
And on the end, we have CodeStar.
Best BR was sequential. So it was BRP. It was BRP, and it was sequential.
Very good player.
Yes, so sequential on one team, and Best BR. BRP. Well, they were called Best BR. I think. Anyway, we're arguing. Anyway, we put these guys together in a film studio, and we battled it out. The winner walked away with $5,000 cash, I believe it was. Or was it 2.5 for this one? I think it was 2.5. But this was sequential, and I wish I could skip forward. I've got no controls on this kind of like playing device, so I'm just going to have to let it play out. But I really like it. So this is esports, and this is kind of what happened.
Closest to us, we have Adzi.
Oh, this just goes on forever.
Chihuahua.
I'm going to stop this and I'm going to show you what happened. Because I've got a shorter version.
That's all right.
Hold up a second. I love pausing my stuff while you guys are just sitting there going, what is he doing? Why is he wasting my time? Yeah, nah, I don't have it. Oh, well, you win some, you lose some. Anyway, I'll just keep it playing. So we chucked these guys in a film studio, and it was super good. We ran this tournament. It was called Gameathon. And yeah, as I said, my friends, after we ran this tournament, we got heaps of press. It was massive. My friends did this to me. They gave me the sad faces. They gave me the big sad faces, and they took the business. They said some nasty stuff about me, and they spread it around. And I don't care that this is being filmed because, you know, I don't really care anymore. And anyway, so they did these nasty things to me. And I guess this is what I really wanted to come here and tell you guys today, that if you want to make a career out of this, if you want to chase your dreams, be ready, because people will crush them. People will try to stop you. People will get in your way. People will say bad things about you. People will make you cry at night. It's really sucky, especially when you lose a business you worked 3 years on. It's not a good position. But there is hope at the end of the tunnel. Don't ever give up, I titled this slide, which was, if people try and screw you, I just went straight back at them. I think the best offense in any game is a good offense. Best defense is a good offense. So I went and I decided it would be a good idea if they were going to take on Gameathon and they were going to take the other big video game tournaments. I thought, what would be a good idea to get rid of them and really like frustrate them? I know, I'll create a bigger video game tournament. That's probably a good idea. Like, you know, how hard can that be? I've done it a few times already. So we created Big League, and Big League went stupid. It worked. And I partnered with the MX newspaper, which is like the most widely read publication in Australia. And I got really crazy with my face symbols up there when I was sitting before. I got a bit bored. And they backed me. The MX backed me. And they chucked us on the front page of the newspaper. And they chucked us all over the newspaper. And it was really amazing. And I still write for them today. And it was time to go big. It was time to get crazy in esports. Like I thought if I'm going to get screwed, I'm going to go out with a bit of a bang. So we did this, and this is some handiwork of Bench and a few other guys that have been here today. And we decided to take it up another notch. So we'd run Gameathon, that was cool, but we thought, what about if we did this out of a professional TV studio? What if we did this at another level? We got in a crane, we got commentators, we got professional lights, we got all the bells and whistles, and we've got Bench doing some graphics, and we did this.
We're back here,
and we
back
did it
in the
again.
Big League studio, and we have the second match for the grand final. We have Guts versus V300, and the map is going to be Train, and this is what they're playing for. The Dice VIP National Cup Trophy, but it's not just the Dice VIP National Cup Trophy that they get, because this is pretty cool. It is $2.5 grand in the clicker, and that's nothing to shy about. And as per usual, most people go down to Crown and you know,
Don't go to
red
Crown.
or black. But let's not worry about that
It's not a
yet,
good place.
because
There's better gaming.
V300, you guys have to win one more map
So yeah, this
to
is it.
take it out. And
You
Guts,
guys can watch this online. It was a
three.
pretty good
Let's
match.
hope
Essentially, the
comes
team on the
back
left
with
snapped
big clutch.
the
But
death
we're
out
gonna
of the
let you
team on the
hold
right,
this
like
bad boy while
15-1
we
or
flip the
16-1 or
coin.
something.
Maybe the last time
And
we get to hold it.
yeah, so we made Big League, and
Heads or
Big League
tails?
worked, and Big League was really
Foxy,
successful.
calls it
And
heads. And
we
heads
ran
it
about
is.
8 major
D-Train.
tournaments, and
The poll
we
is
ran
heads.
Guitar
Foxy,
Hero
what would you like to
tournaments.
pick?
We ran all this other kind of like
CT,
crazy
on
stuff.
D-Train.
And where's
Great
my
little
mouse
pick
going?
there, Foxy.
And it was really cool. Like I had the best fun running Big League stuff. And oh my goodness, play. Keep going.
Let's get on into it. Shake
And
hands if you
oh no, it pauses whenever I attach something. Oh well, that's fine. I'll just keep playing it for you guys.
want, 'cause this could be it.
So yeah, if you
$2.5
saw
grand
our
on the
presentation
line.
last year,
I'll
we
be
were kind of
taking
prepping for this.
Thank you
Well, this
very
is
much
what came
because,
out. We
we're
ran
about
this
to get it
tournament.
going live.
We ran a
And
whole
as
bunch of
per
different
usual,
tournaments in a film studio,
Van Dan, up
and
in the
they worked
commentary
really,
box,
really
the
well.
GameStar champion, been calling the shots all
And I'll hold
day
on for a
us
second
and
'cause
been
I like
doing
this
a
part.
wicked sick job. Van Dan, can you hear me, my friend?
I can indeed, dude. And
And we
was
even
a
have off-site
fantastic
commentary
match.
so that the
V3
gamers
showing
can't
their
hear the
dominance in that
commentators.
one, showing that
Oh,
they are
so good.
experienced through the team.
So yeah, this is what we
And,
did.
We'll see how Train comes
And
up. This is
it
a
was pretty
favourite map
cool.
of-
So I'll skip forward. What happened next? So anyway, I'll give you a chronological thing of what happened. Make film video game tournaments, great. Run video game tournaments, great. Get screwed by friends, not so great. Priceless, yeah, not too good. But no, wait. Run bigger video game tournaments, priceless. And then what happened, and this is the kind of part I really want to encourage you guys, and then I got my break. So I had worked for 3 years plus, burning my own cash, burning everything I had to try and get to this spot. And then one day I got a call from the government. And I got a call from Film Vic, Victoria. Does anyone know Film Victoria? State statutory body for film and television and digital media investment in Australia. And I got a call from Film Vic and they said, Mike, we need your help. No one really knows how to run video game events in this country, in this state, except for a few people, and they're all busy on other projects. Can you help us out, and can you run this thing called the Digital Distribution Summit? And I was like, sure can. Great. I don't want to go back to university. So I dropped out of uni and went straight working for the government. I didn't drop out. I deferred, because you never drop out. You always defer. And but essentially just dropped out. And went straight into working for the government. And they gave me a chance. And after 3 years of proving myself that I could do something, the government said, we like you. And then, all of a sudden, I came out like guns blazing and we ran Australia's biggest video game conference, or near to the biggest video game conference. And it was amazing. We booked out Fed Square, we put all these bells and whistles in, we flew people in from Xbox, we flew people in from IGF, and we flew all these massive, massive big wigs down. The guy who created Flight Control, does everyone know Flight Control? Yeah, we got all these sweet speakers down here and we ran this event. And it worked. And then the government said, Mike, we really like you. You can stick on and you can stay with us. So I've been working with the government for like 12 months now and absolutely loving it. But then I didn't really want to get complacent. And my contract finishes in August. So knowing that my contract finished in like sometime soon, I didn't really know, I decided it would be a good idea to do something a little bit crazy. Like, I thought, I've done some crazy things before. Why don't I do something even more crazy? And this is kind of really new stuff. This is kind of not really been publicly kind of, we've done a bit of public stuff with it. What's happening now? I'll show you what's happening now. We decided to build a film studio. And That's what you do on the weekend. You tell the bank you're a government employee and they go, yeah, here's lots of money. And you go, yeah, thanks, buddy. And you go out and you buy a camera and you hire a sweet guy like Bench and you buy a whole bunch of gear and you spend sort of about $60,000 and you go, great, I'm going to build a film studio. Whoop-de-doo. And that's what we did. And I want to show you guys a tour of my film studio that we've just landed. Because I got sick to death of having to set up video game tournaments. Have you guys ever understood how much work it is setting this thing up? It's a huge amount of work. I got sick of it. I've done about like 40 video game tournaments. I've done about 30 major video game tournaments and given away like $105,000 in prizes. And I got sick of setting them up because they could take up to 2 weeks to set up. So we decided to build our own. And this is it.
We are here. And a lot of people have been waiting to see this. And we wanted to show you guys the new studio, the new big league studio. It's been a big lot of work. And we are here, and yes, we are in a church.
We are in a church.
Old St. Matthew's Church at
in Paran.
High Street Road. There's Chapel Street over there. We are legit. When I say we're close to Chapel Street, you can zoom in. You can see that sign
2 weeks
that says
ago.
Chapel Street. And we're essentially on the corner of High and Chapel Street.
And the guy who filmed
it's a
it was
beautiful
really
old
bad
place,
at camera work.
as you can see. And it's lovely. So I want to take you inside and show you around.
And yes, you can see my undies. And no, I don't pull my pants up.
We're in the same building as the guys from Vividas. They are amazing. And you'll be seeing some of Vividas' stuff coming up pretty soon. It's pretty exciting.
Oh, I'm going to skip forward. And turn your phone off, whoever that is.
The entrance.
That's so rude.
Come on through.
All right, so here we are. This is the film studio that we've got now.
And we're going to be running some comps out of here. Which we'll show you.
Here we go.
This
So
is
we've got a
the
commentary
room.
area.
We're going to convert this into a commentary room.
I'm just going to do some running commentary. I'm going to turn that down. So we've got a commentary box. So we built our own. This doubles as Bench's desk. Bench is over there. This doubles as a desk. And on the weekends, we're going to turn it into a commentary area. And then we've got this part here, which is pretty dark. We're going to have one team play in there. So this is for like professional tournaments. We've got one team playing in there. There's my TV. Taking that to my bedroom because I just moved house. But one team in there. And then if we skip forward, come on, Michael, chip chop, mate. Chip chop, stop talking. Oh my goodness. So yeah, we've got one room there. Keep going. Sweet. Then you got my office. Check out my windows. Super sick. And then we've got an editing space in there. And if I skip forward and show you down the hallway, we now have another spot to run. Skip forward, chip chop, show. Here we go. Come down the hallway. And then we've got another room. So we built this finished. Well, we've got to finish. We haven't finished building everything. There's some parts that are kind of still going. Anyway, to cut a really long, elaborate story that's going to make, like, I know you guys are going, what the hell is this guy talking about? Like, why is he here and why is he babbling? I'm here because when I was your age, we didn't have anything like this. We had extreme LAN in this room, and that was sick, but we didn't have anything like this. And I really believe that media, as we all know it, is changing. And video games is one of the most powerful forms of media now ever been created. Video games are changing absolutely everything, in my opinion. I don't know about you guys, but I love them. And I guess what I really wanted to just come here and say was to encourage you guys to give it a go. Because if you start now, your chance of making it into this industry is very high. If you give it a really, really big, solid push now, you can make it. I'm 22. No, I'm 23. I turned my birthday was yesterday. Oh, thanks. Oh, thank you. Oh. I totally forgot. I'm actually 23. But like, I really think that if you guys give it a go now, you really can actually make a career out of this. Like, I have made a career out of this. I didn't think I was going to make a career out of this. You know what I wanted to do when I was 16? I have no idea. I think it was like something stupid, like a marine biologist. Like, I saw some documentary and was like, I love scuba diving. What a great idea. Like, I didn't expect to be here. I didn't expect to be running video game tournaments and working for the government, doing video game stuff. Like, you never expect that. Like, no one ever expects that. But the truth is that everyone can do this. It's not that difficult. If you've got a passion for something and you think that you want to do something, I really think you guys can do it. If you want to make fluorescent silver suits and like sell them, man, that's your deal. Like, I totally respect that. And I encourage you guys to give it a go. Like, I have gone through a lot of crap stuff. Like, people will tell you and they'll take away what's yours, and people will abuse you, and people will do bad things to you. But the truth is that you guys can make it. I feel like I'm kind of getting there now. Like a film studio, that's pretty cool to have. But I really wanted just to come here and close my VLC player. I really just want to come here and say, give it a go. Like, if you guys really want to make a career in video games, don't wait till you leave high school. Start now. Start right this very minute. Really give it a flipping crack because you can make it. Just do it. Anyway, thanks for having me. And I don't know if there's any questions, but yeah, thanks. Cheers. Is there any questions? Oh, sup? What's up? Ah, yes. Okay. So the guys that burnt me, one of them's still a good friend, and the other ones, they're still friends. Like, it took a while. For about a year, I probably, like, if I had a baseball bat and they were in the same room, we'd be minus some kneecaps. But now I've learnt to forgive them because they made a stupid move getting rid of me, and they thought that anybody could just produce television and I can do it, and they couldn't. So it was that. Yeah, they're friends now. I learnt to forgive them, but yeah, I didn't like them for a long time. Yes. Keyboard tastes like rubber. Next.
Okay, just stand up, ask a question.
Oh yeah, that's a sweet pick. I love that pick. What's up, Brad? Did you have a question?
No, I've got the running mic if people want to ask questions.
Oh, the running mic. Oh, we've got a dude down here.
Yep, and we've got one in here as well. So.
Oh, I thought you wanted one. Oh, no stress.
How are your friends going with the company now? Are they?
Oh, I forgot to mention. Took them 6 months before they folded. Yes. 6 months. Yeah. But I gotta give you a better story. They didn't just fold. They organised this massive tournament, and then they bailed, and I knew they were going to bail. I got, like, the inside word on the grapevine and was like, sweet, they're going to bail. So I booked the film studio, and the day they cancelled their tournament, they had booked flights for every pro gamer in the country to fly to Melbourne already. So as they cancelled it, that day, I released that I was running a tournament in the same day, in the same in a film studio. So what happened is they booked this massive tournament, and I ran it. Like, they did all the hard work, and all I did was just run in and run some finals. It was great. Like, I completely pimped a nationals. I pimped 2 nationals off them. It was pretty good. Oh, thanks. What's up?
I just want to know, what sort of games do you actually play? Like, the Counter-Strike and Halo you mentioned, but are there, other games as well, or?
Yeah, so professional, the racket of professional games are, it was Dota, now it's HON, Street Fighter 4, Counter-Strike, Source, Counter-Strike 1.6, Quake Live, Halo 3, a bit of Gears of War, and then you've got some sort of random missed games. I've probably missed a couple like Warcraft 3, Starcraft 2, but I play pretty much all those games. So probably the best game I play is Quake Live. So I'm probably I play the most Quake Live. Brad, you got someone?
So I saw from that video that you were using GameStar Radio as your third-party commentators. What's your opinion of their, because they're all volunteer broadcasters, what's your opinion on them?
I love GameStar, man. They have, when the poo hit the fan, GameStar backed me. And they said, we wanted to support you, and I love the guys from GameStar. They are absolute gold. They have done so much for Australian esports, so I think they're fantastic. And same with the guys from NetGame Radio, all the kind of commentary people who are volunteer. Oh my goodness, they are amazing. So yeah, they're always very good value.
What was the most embarrassing incident of working in this industry?
I won't talk about last week, but most embarrassing. We've had a lot of huge failures, like catastrophe kind of things where. Probably some of the bigger ones, I guess there's a lot of situations you get into when you're running events where you say you're going to do this and then it looks nothing like you said you were going to look like because everything just kind of goes wrong. And when you've got no money to kind of buy your way out of problems, you just sort of fix it. So we've had a lot of embarrassing kind of the event's going to be weird, then it's good. I don't know. Probably the most I can't really even think what the most. Actually, I filmed an event once, and I filmed CPL, Cyber Athlete Professional League, and I turned up, and they were supposed to supply me with a camera. That was the deal. And they didn't supply me with a camera, and all I had was my handy cam. That was like a pocket handy cam about this big, and so I was like this kind of like normally filming with like professional cameras, and I had to film this whole tournament with a handy cam, and it sucked. Like it was so bad. So that was pretty embarrassing. What's up, bro?
Hey, Mike. Just two questions. First one is, you know, LAN tournaments, and they're usually filled with a lot of cursing and that. Didn't it feel weird to have it at a church, your new venue?
Yeah, so there's a lot of swearing in LAN tournaments, which we've pretty much stamped out pretty well. But having it in a church, I don't know, it's an old 1800s church that's been refurbished.
I know, I just found it weird, like if people walking past, they wanted to go to church and all they hear is
I
screaming.
know the church is like not really used much.
That's all right then. Second question. I'm hearing rumours that E-Games this year is cancelled. Have you heard anything about that?
I don't know anything about it.
Don't know anything?
I think E-Games is an ace event. I think it's fantastic, and it's been running for heaps of years now. So I hope it runs again. It's a fantastic event.
So
But look, I don't know. We'll be running tournaments later in the year, so we might see what happens.
Hopefully there's some console games as well.
Sweet.
All right.
What's up, back of the room? Sorry.
Gonna run it down. People down the back. I have questions.
I don't know. I was just chilling with these villains.
Oh. Have you ever run into any problems because of your age?
Yeah, heaps. Yeah. So I used to hit really big problems because of my age. Like the biggest problems I've ever had have been age related, when people don't take you seriously. And that was really hard. And I'm not going to lie, the internet is the best thing you want to do. Like, you can mask your age for a long time over the internet. You can not have to tell people you're 23 and, you know, doing this kind of stuff, or 21 or 20 or 19. I was 19 and trying to convince them. But what I did to fix that was I got a mentor. And I would encourage anyone to get a mentor, because what a mentor does is I got a mentor heaps older than me. Like, he's like 68 years old, right? And does anyone know Bristol Paints? He's the guy that kind of like made Bristol Paint successful, and he mentors me. And what he does is he helps me in the bigger situations. So when I go into a meeting where I'm dealing with someone twice my age, twice my skill level, and, you know, essentially just going to roll me, what I do is I go and I bring Neville, and he helps me out. And that's kind of like, if you ever want to get out of a sticky situation like that, grab a mentor. The mentor will help you through it. And you can find a mentor anywhere. I don't know, you just find someone who's nice and will give you a hand, and that solves that really well. So yeah, that's probably the way I got around it. What's up, brother?
My question is, did you take any inspiration from esports tournaments run in Korea and China, like the EVO OSL?
Yeah. So eStars was a really big inspiration for mine. Inspiration came pretty much from everywhere around the world. I'm just going to play one of these tournaments while it sits in the background, because I really want to show you what the latest production values are like, because it's pretty cool. So I'll just skip forward. If you watch there, so we've got live overlay of graphics, we've got picture-in-picture map. It's kind of pretty well shot and pretty well produced. I'll just skip forward to a bit so you can sort of see what it kind of looks like better. But yeah, we took huge inspiration from the Koreans. They do amazing esports. It really blows my mind how they do it, and I hope we can, in the next 12 months, I think we can get to that level. I don't think it's going to be too much more further. Now we've got all our own gear. It's a lot easier to do it. We've got, that's our camera, we've got the gear now to do it. It's just a matter of doing it. So, yeah. Who's next, BG?
Up here.
What's up, bro?
This is the sort of thing I want to get into when I'm older, filming all this sort of stuff. What's probably the best way for me to start doing that, now?
Probably just start now is probably the best thing you can do.
Just head to these sorts of things.
Just, get a camera and just do it. I can't emphasize this enough. Don't be scared to just do it. I don't know how to explain it. Just get a camera. If you want to go and film video game tournaments, get a camera and start doing it, because there is so much stuff you need to learn that no one can teach you except yourself by just stuffing it up. So I would say just get out there and just start filming tournaments. If you run out of tournaments to film, run your own tournaments in your basement. Just keep doing it until you get to a point where you're happy with what you're doing. And then give it a crack. If you need a hand, give me a call. I can point you in the right direction to some more tournaments. Who's next? Brad? What's up, bro?
How much does being a professional gamer pay for?
Nothing. Next. Professional gaming in Australia pays very little. Like in 4 years, we've given out 105 grand, and we've probably had maybe 20,000 people playing tournaments. You divide that up, that's $5 a pop. It's not really an economical way of playing video games, but I've seen people tour the world. Some of my friends have played video games all around the world. That if you get to the top level and you push really hard, you can go and travel. You can do some amazing things. So it's getting better, but it doesn't pay really well. But you always have a sweet gaming rig. Like, you always have the best gaming rig because you win all the prizes. Like, you win like a mouse pad, then you win a CPU, and then you win like... So like, I always have really great gaming stuff. Like, we've got... Yeah, anyway, sorry. But it doesn't pay very well. Yeah.
If I was to try and find like all your videos, would I go to YouTube and like look for your profile if you have one?
Yeah. Just go to bigleague.com. I'll type it in.
Cool.
Yeah, it's just b1gleague.com. It's just like big spelt with a 1. That's all it is. Like, we didn't get big league, so we got big with a 1. And yeah, or just add me to Facebook or whatever. Like, I don't really care. Like, who's next?
How often would you have tournaments?
Probably consistently, maybe one big one for like 3 years, we ran them every 3 months, 2 months. And then kind of more recently, it's been down to the last one we ran was quite a while ago. But as soon as the studio's deployed and we're running tournaments out of that, we might be able to get it back up to weekly. So, which would be pretty cool. Like, weekly tournaments would be nuts. So, yeah, sorry, I think we got the one, yep.
Hi, this is a little bit off topic, but I was wondering, you know how you said you work for the government and you've got your own business? Have you ever thought about trying to get the MA15 rule out of Australia and try and make RAT games as well?
Yeah,
like,
we've
to
been
really
working
get behind it and support with petitions and stuff.
Yeah, we've been working pretty hard on that kind of stuff, on fixing the R18 rating. I've written a huge amount of articles in the newspaper. The guy from South Australia, I've given him some real words. I called him a totalitarian dictator in the newspaper. I think that what he was doing was completely false and completely incorrect, but it's getting there. It's getting there slowly, and I think that eventually there will be an R18 plus rating. So, but it'll take its time. Like, it's government. Government moves like an iceberg sometimes. So, yeah, the R18 plus won't be any different.
Sorry, mate. I'll dash up the front because the guy
I can hear you from here,
hasn't
man.
quite got his question formalised yet.
Have you ever thought?
Oops, there we
Have you
go.
ever thought about hosting international competitions?
Yeah, so we've had a lot of international players playing our competitions. We've had teams from New Zealand. We've had teams from Singapore. At this stage, we can't generate enough prize money. So the way video games tournaments work is we say this tournament's going to be worth $5,000. The winner gets $5,000. Unfortunately, we can't get teams from Europe yet because $5,000 isn't enough for a European team to want to come over. We need $20,000. But one day we might get to $20,000. So yeah, hopefully we can do some bigger ones internationally. Sup?
Doing the job you do, what's your income like?
What's my income like?
Yeah.
Do you really want to know? It's not bad. Like,
I don't know. Like, if we're interested in doing like the same job you do, like, how's the income?
You mean for running video game tournaments?
Yeah.
It'll probably cost you $20,000 a year.
And
like, that's negative.
So like, who covers the costs and stuff, like to pay you and everything?
I do. So what you do is this is the best way to structure. What's up, Backtown? Yeah, I can see you back there turning your head at me.
As in, like, I know you dish out the prize money, but where does the money like to supply you?
Yeah, really good question.
Where does that come from?
So how do I get paid? Okay, this is exactly what I do, and I'll tell you it very simply. Video game tournaments are here. Michael works for companies and tells them, you've got to really pay me lots of money to do this kind of stuff because it's really difficult. Like, yeah, I go and work contract. So I go and work for guys like the government, or I work for like contract companies. And what I've done is I've said, what I've done in video games is really, really cool, and no one else can do it. So you're going to have to pay me to do it for like some other company. And so just list a company, and I go and I've done like MX Newspapers mobile media rollout. I've done a lot of big kind of contracts. I've filmed a lot of events. Like, I film events, so I filmed car rallies, bike rallies, every kind of event you can think of, I've pretty much filmed. So I don't want to say use the word, I can't really use the word that I want to use, but I sell myself out. I sell myself out to companies, and then I come back and I run my tournaments. So that's how I work. That's how it works financially. And is anyone noticing the team immunity is smashing that team? Has anyone noticed that? They're getting thumped. Anyway, sorry, who's next? I've got like another couple of minutes and then I got to go. Yeah, who's next?
Yeah.
Sorry, bro.
First of all, I wish you all the best at the tournaments.
Thanks, man.
Second of all, how do you feel now that Michael Atkinson has been kicked out of Parliament?
Feel amazing, man. It's great. Yeah, it's like Michael Atkinson. Goodbye, buddy. No, I didn't really say that. Yeah, BL. You know what I think it's like? I think it's like when you're playing an online game and you like vote to kick player, and everyone's like, who's this guy tanking at the bottom? Like, who's this uber noob who's just like uber crap and not doing the right things? And everyone's like, vote to kick Michael Atkinson, and he's like, goodbye. That's what I really feel like it happened. Anyway, next. Thanks. Here's a familiar face.
Do you reckon now that Valve is using Source TV that like cooperating with clan matches to record and maybe commentate on them would be a good way to start in this? Because not many people have access to, say, communities where they have massive pro tournaments and stuff. So would that be a good way to start?
Talk to these guys. If you want to do commentating, talk to these guys. These guys have a little community called Netgame Radio. They do exactly that. And they'll support you with kind of like the gear, and maybe not the gear, but they'll support you with like getting it started. That's probably the easiest way I would say getting into it. Like we really operate at kind of like the higher level, but just get online and do it. Like one thing I can't stress enough is get on IRC, get Merc, connect to the game server server and start hunting down. Like you won't get anywhere in esports if you do not use Merc. Does everyone know what Merc is? Microsoft, something internet relay chat or something. All right, time. Is it time? No, it has an iPhone version too. You have an iPhone version, great. All right, how many more questions do we have?
I've got one. So, when's the church going to be open for the game competitions and stuff?
So we're lining up our first ones now. So we've got a couple already in the pipeline. We're going to be doing Dice Nats at the end of the year. So big Counter-Strike tournament. We're going to be doing, hopefully doing a StarCraft 2 tournament, Quake tournament, and we'll see what else kind of happens. Yeah, we got a couple of guys in Call of Duty who are really keen, and I got an email on my way here from someone else who wants to run a tournament. So I guess essentially we're back open for business running tournaments. Like we'll do some Street Fighter stuff, and it might be pretty cool. Like we'll just see what happens. Like it's no real stress.
Cool. Let's get your take up there.
May I point out that when you said with MRC, it isn't, while it is probably the best client you can get, there are other ones that are free that might be worth.
Yeah, totally. I just use Merc because it's super easy. I'm really a noob at IRC. But yeah, there's heaps of clients you can get out there for Merc. Just connect to GameSurge. Just go to gamesurge.net, I think it is, or gamesurge.com. I can't remember.
Merc's simply universal. It's easy to find.
Anyway, I don't know if there's any more questions, but you can come and chat. I'm going to be here for 10 more minutes, and then I'm doing another presentation straight after this, which is the presentation on digital media internships at Film Victoria. Woo! That's going to be good. That'll be pretty cool. So I would suggest... I got a clap off. Did I get a clap off? Don't worry, I've clapped off many people in my time, so I'll take that clap off and say goodbye. Thank you guys. Cheers.